Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Apex channel, and today we will be talking about just reviewing the Asia Cup 2023 that's just gone by and talking about the Pakistan cricket team and where did they go wrong, which it's going to be a loaded one, this one. So I would say, first of all, congratulations to India. They've won the Asia Cup. They defeated Sri Lanka, and by 10 wickets. They got Sri Lanka all out for 50. It's one of the most one-sided finals, one of the most one-sided ODI games you'll ever see, really. No one expected that. So it's just very, very quick the game ended, and it's just, you do have bad days like that, so I don't think Sri Lanka need to worry about it too much. They should just brush it aside and just move on. Really, it happens to everyone, all the big teams. So, but well done. You have to give credit to Sri Lanka as well. Well done. They did well to beat Pakistan as well. They nearly beat India in their first Super 4 match, so you have to give it to the Sri Lankans as well. They did a good job in this tournament as well for making two successive finals as well in the Asia Cup. I will talk about the big one, I guess, the India-Pakistan game. The first one obviously got washed out, which, and considering in hindsight, India probably would have won that. 266 was enough, especially with their bowling, as India has shown. So they probably would have won that game if I were to guess. And then obviously the second game you have to talk about is India just destroying Pakistan by 228 runs. I think it's their biggest margin of victory against Pakistan. That really, I think, dented Pakistan's confidence, really, I think, and as it would really anyone. But so that was a good game. Virat, KL getting 100, both of them. Just I think in the second, on the reserve day, there was no Haris Rauf. Naseem Shah got, and I think he was out for the last bit. I think he got injured in the India game. I think it was in the India game, and yeah, so they and Pakistan were all out for 128. I think it was 128. So their batting again not really good for Pakistan. Shaheen Afridi was off as well. I think sometimes he just keeps bowling full, doesn't push his length back if he's not getting swings in the. He needs to bowl in the right areas as well. Or hopefully he gets better at all of this before the World Cup. And yeah, just and then after that you have the Sri Lanka game, which Pakistan lost. They lost, and they needed two from one Sri Lanka, and it looked like they were going to win it earlier, Sri Lanka. So Pakistan were actually not in the game, and then they pulled it back, and then Sri Lanka ended up winning in the end. And I would say, which was a bit of a blow, because that basically told us that in tight pressure games, when it goes down to the wire, Pakistan just can't hold their nerve, and they end up on the losing side more often than not. You look at the World Cup 2021 against Australia, the big game there. We were actually in the driver's seat most of the match, and then in the end, Matthew Wade came in the crunch situations. Australia won. World Cup 2022 in crunch situations. India beat Pakistan in that crunch situation match, and in the final, England beat Pakistan as well in the final. So these, and then Asia Cup 2022. Sri Lanka beat Pakistan in the final, and now this year. So very close games or pressure games like semi-final, final, the big games, Pakistan ends up on the losing side more often than not. And it's just, I don't know why, probably it's the pressure and the mentality. They just can't hold their nerve to win these big games, which I hope they can get better at in the coming months and years, and hopefully they start doing it soon, because the World Cup's coming up in India in the next 2-3 weeks. So hopefully they do that. In terms of after the Asia Cup, you had a bit of a news. If I'm gonna stick. Before I do move onto that, I'll quickly summarize my thoughts on the Asia Cup. It was a weird one, a weird Asia Cup with obviously Pakistan was the hosting rights, but then they moved it to Sri Lanka because India wasn't coming to Pakistan. So then there was a bit of back and forth between BCCI and PCB. So it was a bit of a weird one in that regard. You had so much rain as well, reserve days, and it was only, it was like 2-3 weeks long Asia Cup. It felt longer. So it was a bit of a weird one, this Asia Cup, but it just is what it is. So well done to India for that, winning the Asia Cup. And now I would say, in terms of on the Pakistan side, what went wrong with them? You had, after the match, apparently there were reports of a fight, verbal interaction between Shaheen and Babar Azam. Apparently, Babar not praising some of the players, and Shaheen had a bit of an issue. But apparently, those Pakistan player has come out and said and that there was no verbal interaction. It was just a talk between them. So even Shaheen Afridi posted a picture of Babar and him, and he's with a caption saying family. So it does look like there might have not been a verbal interaction, and they're on good terms now. So that should be okay for Pakistan. Hopefully that's fine. And some of the news is that Naseem Shah could be out of the World Cup with a shoulder injury. he might be gone for the entire World Cup, which again, it's a huge blow for Pakistan because he was one of the most consistent bowlers as well, even more so than Shaheen. I think he was a bit more consistent than him. So I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. Hopefully he returns soon, and hopefully he can make the World Cup. If he can't, you don't need to rush him. We have other players like Zaman Khan. You can have, we have Mohammad Wasim Jr. Maybe if Ehsanullah is better, if he's fit, he could come in. So we have some options as well, but it will be a huge blow for Naseem Shah, And in terms of, if you talk about Babar Azam and his captaincy, it's looking like he's needs to get better a bit in terms of tactically. You had Sri Lanka scoring that last 2 runs off of that one ball. Sri Lanka just tapped it there, and there was literally no fielder there. It just went between those 2 fielders. On the square leg, I think on the leg side, it just went on the between the 2 fielders, and he just ran too easily. So I just think maybe Babar needs to be a bit better in terms of maybe tactically, And for the World Cup, I think Pakistan are looking, even though they looked a bit stable in the last 3 weeks at the start of the Asia Cup, by the end of the Asia Cup, they look a bit shaky now. So I don't know why. It's mainly, I think, the bowlers I think will come around. It's just mainly the spinners in the middle orders. We're not taking enough wickets. Hopefully we can get back into form. Shadab Nawaz, hopefully some Abrar Ahmed can be in the World Cup squad. I think I'm hearing he might be in the World Cup squad. A bit of a mystery leg spinner. Hopefully he does very well if he does get included. Hopefully that can help us take wickets in the middle order. And but I think we can improve that. It's just mainly, I think it's a problem that's been with us for a while now. It's the batting. Apart from, I guess, Babar and Rizwan, the other batsmen are a bit shaky. Imam, Fakhr Zaman, you can say Iftikhar, I guess, in the middle, Salman Agha, all of them, they look a bit shaky. They are good. It's just they're a bit hit and miss sometimes. You can have Abdullah Shafiq, I think, might open now with Imam because Fakhr is a bit out of form. But apart from that, Abdullah Shafiq looks good. But apart from Babar and Rizwan, when you get them out, it looks like you can get the other batsmen out as well pretty cheaply. That's basically what the teams will be looking at. If you can get Babar and Rizwan out, there's not really that much bite to the Pakistani batting order, which I hope they prove me wrong. Hopefully they do really well in the World Cup. But that's basically what I think of Pakistan, and hope, so hopefully they can prove me wrong and do well. So we'll have to see with that when we look forward to the World Cup. So that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video. Me talking about Pakistan in the Asia Cup. Over the next few weeks, I'll be doing just more videos, and over the next few 1 or 2 months, just basically doing more videos on cricket and on the World Cup. And we'll, hopefully the World Cup is very good, and I'll keep doing more videos on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.